For those, no one's here, but I'm going to go ahead and get going. Ron's going to start sending out to some people, but uh, I wanted to go in with the kids first. Little Jimmy, um, as I said, I'm going to keep telling you this every night because every day I do some kind of research and I find something and I read on it and I know doctors have talked about it, so I know they're real and they're coming to an area near us soon. Uh, Patriot 11. What more can I say than, I miss you guys and I hope that you're about ready to move to grandma's and we can communicate a little bit and you can tell me how your school year was, how you did in school and how much you've grown up. Patriot Karate Kid and Patriot Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live your same. Hello, Janet. We're just looking at it, boys. Your mom and she's quite a patriot. She's a tremendous mother, and you're just so fortunate to have her. Patriot little Leona with your great grandpa. When he said to me, "We're looking." Hi, Myrna. Hi, Bill. When Michael said to me, they're looking for an old time name, and the baby was going to be born on March 1st. I said Leona. That's my mom's name, and she was born on March 1st. It just humbles me that to think that someone would do something like that. And then I find out the other day that little Leilana, little baby I've talked about, Patriot little Leilana, who I sometimes forget to mention, she's a friend of the family. A cousin of ours, my Aunt Lonnie was named Leilana, and they named that little baby after my Aunt Lonnie. So my mom and my aunt both have little girls named after them. And this little girl that was named after my Aunt Lonnie, she was in the hospital for 6 months up at Comers, where she fought for her life, and now she's home, and she's even got to go to the cemetery and meet the lady that she was named after, along with her grandpa Gene, our cousin. Patriot Boogaloo and Boogaroo with Grandpa John. You're so fortunate. I'm not even going to go so much into the kids tonight, but how fortunate you are to have someone in your life that love you. Hi, Ann. Hi, Bill. You're so fortunate to have someone that loves you so much, and Grandpa John is fits the bill. And then one of my favorites as a grandparent on here is Patriot Jana with Patriot Princess, our little queen and our ball player, and also Patriot Hunter. And I know there's other Patriot kids and that have been in our group that are no longer. And just because you're not in our group, I think about you. Hi, Barbara Ann, Jeffrey. I think about you all the time, and I'm trying to keep myself. I really wanted to do the kids early tonight because I usually get pumped up. But I'm having a long day today. I'm a little bit like a lot of people here, a little bit on the depressed side. And I did listen to Bill, Bruce, and that, and I'll talk about him in a little bit. But we have Patriot super gymnasts and Patriot 7, my two grandkids, Ella and Liam. And this summer, Mom and Dad decided, let's give them chores. And they're getting chores, and as long as they get their chores, they get their allowance. And they're doing really well. And I added a chore onto them that they have these rocks around their house, their new house. And my daughter wants to get rid of them, so she had them take them and put them in buckets and taking them and dumping them behind the garage. And it was getting a nice pile back there, but they was hiding them more or less because my daughter wants to do things around the house, plant some bushes and things like that the people that lived there before didn't want. Well, I asked him, I said, if I bring the buckets over, will you put them in the buckets? And I'll come and get them because we have a couple holes here that we need to fill up in our driveway. And they said, yeah, and they've done it. Now they've got me 6 buckets, and I'm using them. I got one of the holes completely filled up today, and now when it rains, we're not going to have to worry about it. And I just wanted to give a shout out to them too, Patriot Super Gymnast and Patriots 7, for doing that. And yeah, Papa pays them a little bit of money, but they're not doing it for the money. And then Patriot Small Hank, I have really not seen him today. I seen him a little bit. He was going to go play someplace. His mom took off with Patriot Kira. I haven't seen her at all. And then Patriot Little Monkey, for those who've met her, Myrna, Diane with two N's. For you that's met her, and everyone else who's seen the pictures of her, little videos of her, the kid is in her own world. It's kind of like, welcome to my world. I'm going to let you be part of it. And she had her first t-ball game last night. It was funny because each team gets to bat twice, 2 innings. You can only go to first base when you hit the ball. Everybody's always safe. But the last batter of the inning gets to hit a home run. And she was the last batter of the inning in the second inning last night, and she got to hit a home run. So I looked at Patriot 7 and I said, see, your 4-year-old little sister had to show you how to hit a home run. So that was a big joke. But today I was over there getting the rocks, and I mean, the love this little girl has for me, there's no boundaries. When she got done playing last night, instead of running to her mommy or daddy or grandmothers, she ran to me and she says, Grandpa, I love you so much. Thank you for coming and watching and helping me learn how to play. But it pretty much does it for the kids. And I'm gonna go ahead and say the pledge now, and then I'm gonna do the music, and then we'll come back and we'll do the best we can for a show tonight. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife.
What?
I think my lucky stars to be living here today.
You know what it is? It's
where
cooler
the
there. It's got
flag
that
still
breeze coming
stands
from
for
the window.
freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea. From Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd rather stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless this country. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me.
Yes, God bless the USA. I'm proud to be an American. And there's just strange things going on. Today I got a message from Linda, and Linda was telling me that they've been having trouble with their electricity. Well, everybody, and I'm not saying this just to say anything. I said to Linda, we all are. I mean, we've been having trouble here. And I know more said it. Then I walked from where I was at in the kitchen into the living room, and my TV was out. What the heck happened? Come to find out, we lost power only for a few seconds. But to show you how someone's life can turn in a blink of an eye, we only lost it for a second, maybe 2 or 3. Might have been just a little bit longer. I don't know exactly. But to show you how people's lives can change in a blink. I turned TV off, I turned it back on, came right back on. I was preparing to come down to Ron's to have lunch, and my son came in the house. He had been outside in our swimming pool. He was cleaning the bottoms. I mean, he's making an unbelievable effort this year to keep our pool really, really clean. And, I'm very proud of him. He looked at me, he says, "Did we lose power in here?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I thought so." He said, "I was in there," and he says, "I happened to glance up at the electric wires, and I seen sparks coming off of it. And then I seen sparks come off of it again," and he said, "I better get out of this water." Smart choice, since where the electric wires is only just 15 to 20 feet from where he was at in the water. So we got out of the water. And that's when he came in and he asked me, he says, "Did we lose power?" I said, "Yeah, not for very long, but we did." Come to find out, people were outside saying they had lost it just for a very, very short period of time. But
Boom, that's it.
they lost it. And all of a sudden, he said, "Let's walk out back and look at them wires," because he was telling me about it. Well, what had happened? Right across the alley from where we live, there's a big, huge walnut tree. I mean, I won't park my car out in the back when the walnuts start to come onto the trees, especially at the time when they're about ready to start falling off of the trees, because I don't want my car to get bombarded with walnuts. So anyway, we noticed there was a big branch. And what had happened, somehow with the wind or something, the branch had broke off, hit the wire, and the wire came down low enough that I have a tin shed, old beat up garage out there, that it had hit that and sparked it and caused the black, the power to go out. But boy, you just don't, what if it hits it harder, you're in that shed? You just never know. So, I caution everybody to safety. And but where are we now? Bruce was on last night, and Marianne was doing play-by-play for me. They was very quick. Sue and Bob was very quick with their part. Bruce was done just barely after 9 o'clock. And that's early for them. Usually it's 20 to 25 after. And then again, Bruce hasn't had a show, I don't think, of over 10 minutes now for the last couple of weeks. But what are you going to have shows on? What are you going to say? What are you going to do? How are you going to handle it? I seen PPM or it was one of the stations. Keep watching this station, because we will come on any day, any time, any hour to update you if something happens. And then all you see is, well, they canceled for tonight. I mean, here they're telling us to be ready. Everything is, going to be so good. And then they cancel. And you start to wonder what's going on. Was it last night or the night before? I get from Diane, and Ron gets from Diane, and a lot of people. I was sharing with other people that Wolverine was going to have an emergency call at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time that night. I started passing it out to as many people as I could, told them, make sure you're there. I believe it was Tuesday night or Wednesday night, because I believe I talked about it on the show. And we're talking, and and all of a sudden, Wolverine has to cancel. Now, when he finally did talk, it was, I don't know, yesterday or today, because I can't keep up with Wolverine and his guys. But when he finally did talk, he never said anything. Why, other than he's not allowed to talk about this and he's not allowed to talk about it. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, and I'm not trying to sound like Wolverine saying that. Quite frankly, I'm getting a little perturbed with these people coming on, building us up, and then telling us they're not allowed to say this. You know what? If people are allowed to say it to you, then by God, you should be allowed to say it to us, because we're all United States people. And we all deserve to have the same opportunity, because if you can tell it to this guy and you can tell it to that guy or this woman or that woman, and you can't tell it to us, then we ain't changing one heck of a bit. Because all we are is we're keeping information the same way that the dark hats do. And yes, I got a little excited there, but I am very adamant about that subject. I am sick and tired of these people building us up, getting us excited. I have a special announcement, and then turning around and saying, I'm not allowed to talk about it. You're not allowed to talk about it because you don't know a rat's butt thing. You just want people to come on your dang shows so they'll give you money. Now I'm going to calm down. I had to get that out of my system. Cool, calm, and collect. See, you want to see my smile? So anyway, I'm sorry about the rant rave. People's worked very hard to get me a show tonight, because I didn't do anything. I listened to Bruce. Marianne gave me a play-by-play last night, but a play-by-play is great. I don't know what I'm going to do next week. She's going to be on vacation. I don't know if she's going to listen to Bruce. I'm already worried about that. Oh. Ron.
What? Who did it?
Robert. Guys, we got the White Sox on in the background, and he's not even paying attention. I just happened to look up as the guy hit a homer. And, when you follow a team that's lost 14 games in a row, you get a little excited if they even score. But anyway, that being said, I when I listen to Bruce tonight, Bruce sounds a lot better. He does. He really sounds a lot better. But in sounding a lot better, in my opinion, and it could have been me, maybe it's me that's not feeling good. It sounded to me like, how sometimes when you're talking and in your ears and you hear yourself talk, it sounds like you're talking in a tunnel. You're getting that, it's like there's not an echo, but there's just, you don't sound the same as you should sound. Like I just sounded when I yelled, and I'm sorry for that. I got to say what I feel. But I'm very proud of myself, because through that, there was a couple times I could have dropped some words that were not suitable for children. And as we know, these shows are not made for children. Children can watch them under the discretion of their parents, guideship, leadership, whatever, their parents or grandparents, their legal guardians, who's ever in charge of them. And the music that we just played is for entertainment purposes only. We have absolutely no legal rights to them. So that being said, we can move forward. And now Wolverine does have a call going on right now as we speak. So maybe we'll get something good out of it, because quite frankly, in listening to Bruce last night, this morning, whatever I did, Bruce says, as they talked about on Tuesday night, things were supposed to happen. Iraq was supposed to come out public with their rates and everything in the cassette on Wednesday. But for some other foreign countries, it's better for them if they come out for it now. They're going to come out with the rates and everything on Saturday. So once that happens, that opens up everything. He talked about, and I'm going to read Bruce, so you're going to know more, but just as what I got out of it, he talked more about the bonds holders have received their messages, and they've been told when they're going to receive their money, which should be Monday morning, which means that opens it up for us, Tier 4A and 4B, to get our notifications sometime between Sunday evening, in the middle of the night Sunday, or we may wake up Monday morning to them in our box. But keep your boxes clean, make sure that everything is there, and keep checking them. That's just what I need. That's what I need to hear. I don't sleep that much anyway. Now I'll be getting up every hour on the hour just so I can check my emails and clean out the ones I got. But it is what it is.
Not you.
Pardon me?
That's not you.
Yeah, that ain't me. I know I do keep my email box pretty clean, but I'll walk in and Ron will say, "Did you hear about this?" And I'll say, "Nope." Because I've got to the point in this movement, I'll gladly come on and share everything that I know or we found out or you people share with me, everyone shares with me. But it's just wearing me down. And you guys have seen how much I've let it wear me down. I mean, I've almost died twice. So when I get a little compassionate and yell like I just did, I do it because it's been a long, long time. It's just, and I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm not here to say bad things about anybody because I love you, all of yous, but I sat with Ron and we'll read something from somebody's Telegram site. It's not our people, but we'll read something from some other Telegram site and they'll go, "I can't take any more of this. It's just getting to me. It's just, I've been doing this for 6 months. I can't keep going." 6 months. In the sports world, you wouldn't even be considered in the major leagues at 6 months. And then I think of Bruce, 15 years doing the shows. It's wore him down, and he's doing these shows. He's going through some rough times, guys, so keep him in your prayers. Keep him in your prayers. But he was very adamant, and there was a couple of things. He even said, as Marianne reported to me twice, he's very big on that, and that's look for the things Monday morning, which means we could start maybe calling in about 10 or 10:30 Monday morning, book appointments for in the afternoon. And then after we book the appointments for the afternoon, if you want to go in that day, you can go in that day. If you want to go in the next day, go in the next day. I might have to give up something on Monday, but if I get mine and I can get it on Monday, I'm going because I think it'd be one of the best birthday gifts I could give my daughter. Yeah, my baby girl is going to be another year older, and I'm not going to tell you how old, but let's put it this way: she's not 40 yet.
Myrna writes.
Huh?
Myrna writes, "I can't put this out there, but I keep my box clean all the time." LOL.
Oh, that's a good one, Myrna. I'm not going to read what he just said. You guys, Myrna just wrote something very funny. If you want to go look at it, she does keep herself clean. Okay. Where was I at? Let's see. With Bruce, he's, like I said, he's a trooper. I mean, he goes on and he does things. And Bruce also announced this is something that, wow, how much money would it cost to go and do something and know you're going to get caught, and know that once you get caught, you're gone. But you know, something happened here a short time ago. Happened to someone we really care for that wears, you know, we call a hat. And there was 12 people that did it to him. 3 of them, to my knowledge, has already been caught for, you know what, 8 others will be caught. They know exactly how much, what they did, what they said, how much they was paid, and who paid them. 8 other ones will be caught. And you know they're going to get a little trip, probably to a place that ends in Mo. And I'm not talking about the Three Stooges, if you get what I mean. How much money could you be offered to know something like that was going to happen? Now, as I was talking to Ron today, you know, you watch TV shows. I had to do it because they told me they were going to do this to my family. Well, if that's the case, then yeah. But if it's not, if you just did it for the greed of the money, how stupid can these people be? Now, remember, I said 11. There's 12, supposedly. But only 11 is going to be caught and taken. They're going to take them away. Hey, hey. They're going to take them away. Hey, 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 hey. You know, and the reason that is because the good hats, the beautiful white hats, they planted one in there so they would know everything and be able to prove everything. So it must be, something that they would do to yeah, I know. Oh, okay, I see, Myrna. I understand. Thank you. I'll go back and watch it later. So, I don't know what would make people do that, but you know, that's pretty much all Bruce had to say. He was getting ready to say some other things, and all of a sudden, the people who send the recordings does it shut off. What do you think he was going to talk about? We know, don't we, Marianne? So, here's a lady in a red sweater. It was sent over to me. It says TNT pretty good. No, that's for something else. TNT pretty good. The lady in a red sweater, she's talking about her bank. And she put her check in, only to find out that the bank is pretty much done. So she's thinking she's lost her money, which supposedly they're in a mirrored account. So if they are, but she says when she checks online or wherever, she can't find any place where that deposit was made. That's why you go in and you get a deposit slip. I don't trust just giving them my check without getting something back as proof. I'm sorry, never have. But the lady, it is a short video. It's only 59 seconds. But at the end, she ends up by saying, she ends up by saying that it's happening. We're to the finish line and we're ready. And you know, that's a great thing because sooner or later, getting to the finish line, even that turtle, as slow as he was able to get to that finish line and cross it. And do I believe that we should have been crossed? Okay, Janet. Hey, Janet, can you send me an email on that? What to take? Because I'll forget it by the time I finish the show. But if you can send me an email, I will gladly try it. Thank you.
Try what?
Let's take something. She wants me to take something for my cough. My doctor told me the other day, best thing I can take for my cough is to move out of where all of this pollen and stuff is coming from. And yeah, I ain't going to do that. I did see that one of our people that used to love us a lot is moving out of the state of Illinois. Yeah, I won't. I love Illinois. Even though we got our taxes this week. And
yeah,
here's something, guys. Ron's taxes for the year for what he has to pay, like just for the one part, is more money for a man in his 70s. He has to pay more money in taxes than what he receives in 1 month from Social Security. Works his whole life to earn money and now still has to pay. He's paying taxes to the school district of over $1,000 in the year. Over $1,000 in the year. He's never had a kid. He's never had anybody go to school that he's been in charge of. But see, we have to do this. And if you're a teacher or if I say something here that offends you, I'm sorry.
that's what we
Because see, you can't have a teacher now just to be the teacher. When I was in first and second grade, third and fourth and fifth and sixth, we had one teacher for both classrooms. First and second one, third and fourth one, and fifth and sixth one. Now you have to have a teacher's aide just to have one room. Are classrooms bigger? Maybe. A teacher's aide. What is a teacher's aide? Well, I know it helped my daughter because she was a teacher aide before she became a teacher. My daughter-in-law is a teacher aide. So in essence, we're paying taxes so they can have a job. But it gets better. It gets better because, see, mom and dad's both got to work. We can't make it in society anymore with just the man working. Mom and dad both have to work. As my dad rolls over and over and over in his grave because he would not allow my mom to work. She was a stay-at-home mom, and she never had one of her 4 children get in any major trouble.
She worked for a week.
I take that back. After they got married, she worked for a week. No, after my sister was born, her first child, she worked for a week. Only because she had to give a week's notice back then. But it gets even worse because you have to have mom and dad both work. So now kids are starting school at 3 years old. I'm going to whatever they call it. I know my little monkey's going next year, but she's going to one that they actually pay to go to, not one that the school board, the school district provides. But they send these kids. I know my grandson, small Hank, has been going to school. He's 7 years old. He went to school at 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, and now he'll start next year at 7 years old. At 7 before, 1 month before he'll get out of school, he'll went to school 6 years before he turns 8 years old. Because we can't send him to a daycare. We can't hire a babysitter. We can't do this. Well, what good would it do mom to work? We're going to go out and we're going to make money and we're going to live like crazy. And then we're going to let senior citizens pay high taxes when they have no kids in the school district. So a guy can ride the bus or another girl can ride the bus and get these 2 and 3 year olds on the bus because they're not able to get themselves on the bus. And I can probably, if people watch it, get in trouble for that statement because I have a niece and I have a brother that do that job. I don't care. It's not right. It's not right for seniors. It's not right for anybody to have to pay the babysitting for other people's kids. You had the kids take responsibility for them. If they need to put, if you got kids that need put on that bus, you're the ones that pay. Whatever them people are doing to help your kid get on and off the bus, you pay his monthly salary. It's no different. You get them in the school, they're going to take care of things anyway. But why should we have to? Why? Because we won't say anything, because this is the way it's got to be. But it isn't the way. And you know, I was talking to someone the other day and they was telling me about the school. They was telling me about the hospitals, and I'm thinking, and you haven't a clue about what's happened. And I would try to tell you, but it isn't going to do any good to try to tell you anything, because there's nothing I can say that will do or make any sense that is going to make you believe what's about to happen. Let's see what else we got here. The best is yet to come. You are here for the epic moment, in time for a specific reason. You want to play in the big leagues. You want to run with the big guns. You want to be in question mark, question mark, question mark. You better put your big boy and big girl pants on. Quit whining and keep up. It's going to go faster. You want the truth? Can you handle the truth? Can you handle the responsibility that will be given to you? Let's go. God wins. We the people win. Hallelujah. I'm very happy, everyone, not just because it is Friday. Huge positive news is coming to all humanity at last, because ... everything that is coming is infinitely wonderful. Okay, you were busy whining about dates and events and nothing happening. Meanwhile, you're missing God showing you his hand in moving evil out of the way and history playing out in front of your face. Stay laser focused. Phil told you what's coming when he wiped his screen. Phil told you when he named his live 34, 2 days later, debt clock wiped, then changed to 34. 3 plus 4 equals 7. And I can't read the other. Okay. And then the best is yet to come. From what I understand, from what I have been told, all of our debt has been wiped clean. Not ours particular. All of our nation's debt has been wiped clean. Now, there was a lady that we received a video of to watch, and I don't remember who sent it. I think I remember, but I don't want to say a name just in case I got the wrong name. But we were sent this video by this lady from this lady about this other woman, and she's talking, and in the letter she states that she says, I can't even remember what she said. I was right there, and I just had a brain. Yeah, crapper. And I really can't remember, so we'll move on. When one thing's failed, we go to something else. Here's something that was sent to me. Remember where you were the day it actually happened. You were all part of the story. It will be a historic moment. We can write a book about this and put our names on the chapters. Maybe someone will. I'm absolutely blown away. Maybe someone will. I'm absolutely blown away by what I'm seeing. I'm sure I'll get the call from the trailer. Release of bond funds has begun. Mauricio was right. He had an event, a press announcement in Mexico. He had a Colombian flag on his desk. He has a surprise for Colombia. We hope to see this in a few days. Everything is moving. Some of you are not seeing this, saying nothing is happening, but there is a lot going on behind the scenes. I haven't received anything yet, but that doesn't mean it is not happening. Well, we'll see what our friend Bruce has this time. Hopefully, it will be great news. This will be coming to your side of the woods soon. Take care, guys. I love you all. Wolverine. 5th June 6, 2014. Mark Z. I had several people linked who have been waiting all week. They woke up to messages today, Thursday, June 6th, saying his appointments have been changed to around 10 a.m. Monday, June 10th. They expect payment in full. This means expect money movement this weekend. I still have some MIA bond employees where they turned off all their devices. It's going straight to voicemail. On Monday, on the evening of June 3rd, 2024, the Iraq Parliament finally approved its budget with the new Iraq dinar international rate. On Wednesday, on June 5th, 2024, the Iraq Parliament sent a budget with the new Iraq rate to the cassette to be published presumably by Saturday, June 8th. Wednesday, June 5th, 2024, Franc 26, the international world is currently using the new international exchange rate for the Iraq dinar. 3rd, June 4th, Bruce source in Iraq spoke to PM SIDANI. He said the dinar rates have been handed over and have now been officially recorded. 3rd, June 4th, Texas Snake. Well, folks, information received today indicates that several of the large bond players have been invited to Reno to begin exchanging their bonds portfolios in the next 24 to 48 hours. We are then scheduling to start. We are then scheduled to receive our notifications to start scheduling appointments. I have this information from 3 sources and I'm waiting confirmation from the banker. 5th, June 6, 2024, Robinhood 59 on Telegram, 63 banks will be insolvent tomorrow, Friday, June 7th. Janet Yellen declared months ago, today, Thursday, June 6th, was the date the government ran out of money. June 15th was the hard date for the completing Basel III and working on Basel IV. The reason why banks will close. The best news ever. Iraq currently votes in the Senate on the tax, then goes to the House for the vote on the tax. When the vote is approved, it will go straight to the law Gazette and will be announced on Saturday, June 8, 2024 in MOSQUES Mosque. This Friday from June 7th until the weekend, there is progress with bond liquidity. 5th, June 6th, 2024, BRSS Summit in RUSSIA. The BRICS asserts that have establishment of payment mechanisms within the BRICS bank that do not depend on the Western banking system is one of the most urgent topics today. And the BRICS summit in RUSSIA starting May 30th, 2024, states can legally obtain their own gold-backed currency and bypass the Federal Reserve General Mundial, MUNDIAL, Mundial Telegram. There is also on the Chosen One, if you want to go look, there's a video where Patriot Princess 777 explains everything about the debt clock. Trying to get everything in here that's been sent to me. TNT Tony, this is from Wolverine. TNT Tony, call. The Iraq budget is supposed to be recorded in the cassette tomorrow, and the rates should appear by Sunday. The banks received instructions yesterday. Now, the one thing I wanted to talk to you about the dinars. If you go in there and you have dinars, you ask for the contract rate. According to Bruce, the only currency that he thinks is going to have a contract rate is the dinars, so ask for it. But if you have dong, zim, not zim, but if you have dinar or any other currency, you want to ask for the highest possible rate. Put it in their hands and even ask them, are you guaranteeing me this is the highest rate?
Redemption centers. Because
what you don't want is you don't want to go in there and you could actually got, and I'm just going to use this as an example because I don't have no way of knowing, I'm just making this up. You go in there and say you have 5 million dongs. And you go in there and you look at them and you say, I have 5 million, I'd like the highest rate. And they come back and maybe they give you $3.50, but actually could have give you $5. What happens to that $1.50? Is the bank happy because they just cheated you out of $7.5 million, which is what we've been getting cheated money for our whole lives? Are we going to continue that? Or are we going to have people in there that's going to be honest? That $1.5 million, could the people in charge, would they be willing to try to take that and put it in their own accounts? Because they could say, well, they give us this, but they didn't. I don't know. To me, I would think the redemption centers, the tier 1 banks that we're going to be going to, I would think they're going to be 100% honest. But you have to remember one thing. No matter what you go in with,
they're still bankers.
Whatever you go in, as Ron said, they're still bankers. There's still that little bit there. But what you go in with, no matter how much, if you got a strong, so much that you don't care, or if you just go in with just a couple 100,000 of one, that is your money. And you're to get paid the best possible rate on your money. So let's say you go in with just 1 million dong, and they say, we'll give you $1.50. That's still, you didn't pay nowhere near that. And you still should be happy. But if you should have got $5 for it, then don't you think you should get $5? So just be careful and remember the most important thing. They're there to take care of you, to service you, because this is your money, not theirs. They're going to get their cut. And if you go in with Zim and they try to cheat you on that, then they are some dumb people, because the cut they're going to get on that is pretty astronomical. This is from Captain Kyle Patriots. I believe we can all agree that President the Hat would not confuse 9/11 and 7/11. So having said that, in this clip, he does just that, seemingly confusing 9/11 and 7/11. Here's the catch. This clip from 8 years ago, before he was even elected. Nothing to see here, just 7/11 comes 8 years before the sentencing date, 7/11. Guys, I talk to you all the time about 1962. About 1962 when President Kennedy said what he said. It's just plain and simple, It's just one of those things. They've known for a long time what's going on. So I pretty much covered Bruce. I think I'm just gonna go here and see what Judy has to say so we can call it a week. And now I wanted to look at this, something about I won't fear the storm. I wanted to take a quick look and see what that is. It's got a picture of the lady that's in the New York Harbor. Big, bright yellow moon behind her. We are on a mission from God. Restore America once and for all. The time is now. See what Judy has to say. This is for Friday, 7th of June, 2024. Today is the big day, June 7th, on the 23rd week of the year, 3/3. July 17th equals end of the world order, and Q, Tuesday to start off the golden age. August 6th equals World Wide Web takeover. D-class. Gematria, June 7th, 2024 equals end of the New World Order, entrance into the Golden Age. The hat is back, but it says his actual last name. Quantum computer, the sleeper has awoken. Save the clock tower. Make the world great again. A dark night to remember. Opening the curtains. The story is over. This comes from the 17th letter of Junior on Telegram, 6th June, 2024. Trust in your heart. Trust in your heart is telling you about the plan to save the world. Maybe the people who don't get it aren't supposed to. You are a higher calling, and your life is meant for more. You aren't here for approval. You're here for a purpose. Pray and understand what that purpose is. It is your time to embrace the magic. Judy note, rumor was that the military has arrested 3 of, the 12. We've talked about that. SCOTUS Chief Justice Mr. Thomas was expected to make an announcement on the case over the weekend. This is assumed he would vacate all charges against the hat, plus possibly make an announcement on the Brunson case. The Brunson case alleged that Congress failed. We know what it does. I'm not going to read that. If the right thing is announced, if the right thing for the Brunson case is announced, we all know that it will dissolve the fiasco that's went on now for almost 4 years and put the hat pretty much where he's supposed to have been for the last 4 years. Okay. Th- Judy also goes to talk about her thing with 22 Faces of Jenny Hill, and someone said it was shameless that she would do something like that and da 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 da, but that she is what she is, and Judy has brought us a lot of good information. You see, it's never been about the money; it's always about saving the children, and that's what I've been trying to tell people. And I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it's never always been about the money, because when I got involved in this many, many, many years ago, so many years ago, that if I'd have taken what Ron invested in dinar and we would have bought the same amount with that money of dong, we would have never been doing these shows, because it would have been all about the money to us.
Bitcoin.
I mean, not dinar, Bitcoin. I mean, if we would invest, we could have got Bitcoin for a half a penny a piece. If we would have just wrote it out to when it went to $70,000 for one, and we get it for a half a penny a piece, believe me. But it's never been, I've never looked back and once said, oh, I wish I would have done that. I've looked back and said, you know what, I wish I would have bought maybe $25 worth, just to have some money, to have some income. So I could have been able, and Ron could have been able to help people here. Because I don't want your money. I don't want to take money from people who need, I went into a store today, and it's getting to a place wherever we go, on whatever stores we go into where we do our shopping, there's somebody sitting outside. But today it was veterans, and they were sitting outside, and I walked up and I said, what are you here for? He said, we're trying to help the veterans. And I said, really? And they said, yeah. And there was a gentleman sitting there who had lost an arm in Iraq. And I said, wow. I reached in and I took a $10 bill out. I put it in. They said, thank you, sir. I said, no, thank you. Thank you. I wish I had more. And then I started talking to him about what I do. And I started talking to him about the beds. And the guy looked at me and said, are you serious? I said, you have your phone? He said, yeah. I said, look this thing up. And I told him what to look up, the beds. And I went in and I did my shopping, and I came out, and the gentleman called me over and said, wow, you give me purpose to smile. I know that as soon as this happens, when all of this is over, I'm probably going to have my arm back. And I would give my life for my country. That's the way these veterans are. And on Veterans Day, there's no one that honors them anymore. On Memorial Day, I honor them. But as I talked to them today, and something was mentioned about Memorial Day, and they said, sir, Memorial Day is to honor all of them. I honored my mom and dad. And I said, exactly. And that's what I try to tell people. Veterans Day has their own day. And I'm telling you, we'll honor them with every, and we play. I told them about the song we play every night.
Have to share that Veterans Day.
I told them about the song. I told them, I went in and I showed them our site. And they said, all of these videos are yours? And they said, yeah. And he says, we're going to watch them. They might start following us. I don't know. They might share this with a lot of veterans. I hope so. Because there's not a group out here that thinks more about the veterans than we do. And I'm going to say a prayer now for the veterans and for everybody, and just call it a night. We're right almost at an hour mark. There's no sense to keep going longer. Hopefully Wolverine had some great news tonight. Hopefully there's some great news. And remember, everything we're hearing, it looks like it's going to be sometime Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, or in the middle of the night, or we'll wake up. Let's see what happens. For all of you that's going to be traveling, travel safely. For all of you that's going to be leaving me for vacation, be safe and enjoy time with your children. It's about the kids, guys. Dear Lord, as we come to the end of this week, if we come to the end of this week, we may be summoned in to do special shows during the week, but just be with everybody here, all of the people that love you and care for you so much. We know we were brought here for a reason. It's to service you and to make sure that we get across the finish line and do what we need to do. But Lord, we also realize that our jobs and our duties will not end there. But we need to take care of the children, 100% of the children, the veterans, the people out there that they don't have homes. And we'll work together as a whole group, a well-oiled machine, just like we do now, to take care of all of us. For the people here in this show tonight, our family, our friends, and our loved ones, look after them, Lord, and take care of them. And we talk to you and pray to you each and every day through our Savior, your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. Good night, everyone. Have a great weekend.